Dante Alighieri, and later christened Divina by Giovanni Boccaccio, is widely considered one of the most important poems of the Middle Ages and the greatest literary work in the Italian language. Dante is known for establishing the use of the vernacular in literature at a time when most poetry was written in Latin, making it accessible only to the most educated readers. His De Vulgari Eloquentia was one of the first scholarly defenses of the vernacular. His use of the Tuscan dialect for works such as the New Life and Divine Comedy helped establish the modern-day standardized Italian language, and set a precedent that important later Italian writers such as Petrarch and Boccaccio would follow. Dante was instrumental in establishing the literature of Italy, and his depictions of hell, purgatory and heaven provided inspiration for the larger body of Western art. He is cited as an influence on Geoffrey Chaucer, John Milton and Alfred Tennyson, among many others. In addition, the first use of the interlocking three-line rhyme scheme, or the tert rima, is attributed to him. He is described as the father of the Italian language, and in Italy he is often referred to as Il Sommo Poeta. Dante, Petrarch, and Boccaccio are also called the Turcaroon of Italian literature. Dante was born in Florence, Republic of Florence, in what is now Italy. The exact date of his birth is unknown, although it is generally believed to be around 1265. This can be deduced from autobiographic allusions in the Divine Comedy. Its first section, the Inferno, begins, Nel mezzo del cammin di nostra vita. In 1265, the sun was in Gemini between approximately May 11th and June 11th. Dante claimed that his family descended from the ancient Romans, but the earliest relative he could mention by name was Cacciaguida degli Ulisse, born no earlier than about 1100. Dante's father, Alighiero di Belenzione, was a white Guelph who suffered no reprisals after the Ghibellines won the Battle of Monteperti in the middle of the 13th century. This suggests that Alighiero or his family may have enjoyed some protective prestige and status, although some suggest that the politically inactive Alighiero was of such low standing that he was not considered worth exiling. Dante's family was loyal to the Guelphs, a political alliance that supported the papacy and which was involved in complex opposition to the Ghibellines, who were backed by the Holy Roman Emperor. The poet's mother was Bella, probably a member of the Uberti family. She died when Dante was not yet 10 years old, and Alighiero soon married again, to Lapa di Chiarissimo Scialafi. It is uncertain whether he really married her, since widowers were socially limited in such matters, but she definitely bore him 2 children, Dante's half-brother Francesco and half-sister Tana. Dante said he first met Beatrice Portinari, daughter of Folco Portinari, at age 9, and claimed to have fallen in love with her at first sight, apparently without even talking with her. When he was 12, however, he was promised in marriage to Gemma di Manetto Donati, daughter of Manetto Donati, member of the powerful Donati family. Contracting marriages at this early age was quite common and involved a formal ceremony, including contracts signed before a notary. Dante claimed to have seen Beatrice again frequently after he turned 18, exchanging greetings with her in the streets of Florence. Though he never knew her well, years after his marriage to Gemma he claims to have met Beatrice again. He wrote several sonnets to Beatrice but never mentioned Gemma in any of his poems, though other Donati relations, notably Force and Peccata, appear in his Divine Comedy. The exact date of his marriage is not known. The only certain information is that, before his exile in 1301, he had 3 children. Dante fought with the Guelph cavalry at the Battle of Campaldino. This victory brought about a reformation of the Florentine constitution. To take any part in public life, one had to enroll in one of the city's many commercial or artisan guilds. So Dante entered the Physicians' and Apothecaries' Guild. In the following years, his name is occasionally recorded as speaking or voting in the various councils of the Republic. A substantial portion of minutes from such meetings in the years 1298 to 1300 was lost, however, so the true extent of Dante's participation in the city's councils is uncertain. Not much is known about Dante's education. He presumably studied at home or in a chapter school attached to a church or monastery in Florence. It is known that he studied Tuscan poetry and that he admired the compositions of the Bolognese poet Guido Guinizelli, whom in Purgatorio 26 he characterized as his father. At a time when the Sicilian school, a cultural group from Sicily, was becoming known in Tuscany, his interests brought him to discover the Provençal poetry of the troubadours, such as Arnaud Daniel, and the Latin writers of classical Antiquity.